Hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to my channel Love Craft with Cass. I'm Cass and it's Sunday morning, the end of May in Australia, so good morning, or depending where you are in the world, good evening, afternoon, or whatever. Hope everyone's doing really well. So I've even though I'm videoing this in May, this video is not going to come out till sometime in August, and I'll explain all that because this video is the beginning of a video journey of creating a community project. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start showing squares, the slow stitch squares, and I will show the front and the back if I can. It does depend on if there's names on places. I do have a little piece of cloth with me to cover up bits, names that might be on the front, just for privacy's sake of those people, because I don't technically have permission, but also, you know, just you don't need to know names of people who made these squares. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start showing them, and I'm holding the camera, sorry, because I have to flap my hands around. So I'm going to show the front and the back if I can, because the back stitching is always really interesting to look at as well. And I'll explain why I have all these squares and what's going to happen with them and how I came to have all these squares. And it's a really beautiful story, and this is kind of the beginning, not the very beginning, because the very beginning was before I got the squares. So we're kind of, you know, a couple of chapters into this story, but I thought I would start video documenting the rest of this journey so everyone who's contributed can see the process as well. But like I said, these videos won't come out for a while, so even though it's May while I'm videoing this, it'll be a while before I actually put them on my channel. But you won't know that because you will just see them when you see them. So yes, so thank you for joining me, and I'll start with I'm just going to pull, just got to be really careful about making sure people's names aren't accidentally shown. Just leave that little cover over the, I'm going to turn them all upside down. Nope, that's got a name on it. Okay. Okay, so like I said, so these yellow bits here are actually the name of the person who made the square, and the country they come from. Here, not in the screen, so I have to worry about the name being seen. So just bear with me if there's like a blank before I show the next one, because I just have to make sure I'm covering up names and stuff. So yeah, feel free to, you have the power to speed up the video if it's going too slow for your liking. Oh, I hope you didn't see that name. Okay. I'll get a rhythm, I'm sure. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I'll start the story of how I come to have all these squares. So hang on, I just need to check that back. And I'm just pausing, just in case the camera needs to focus, but just pausing for a few seconds on the front, and then pausing a few seconds on the back, just so you have time to see it. Again, you have the controls to be able to fast forward, put the video in a faster speed if you want to. This is 2 squares that are pinned together because I got 2 squares from one person. So we've got this one, and then that's the back, and then we've got that one. Let's check the slow name on the back. That one. Okay, so last year, a YouTuber that I absolutely adore to no end, genuinely just love, was going through a really hard time. And in that hard time, I was just, what's the word? I'm not sure what the word is, sorry. I guess in awe, I guess. I'm sorry if that's not the right word, but even though they are going through an incredibly hard time in their personal life, they were still doing the videos. I think it kind of helped ground them into the routine that they have. That's just my speculation, I'm not sure, but anyway, so, but they're also very, very authentic about their struggle. They didn't share like nitty-gritty details or anything like that, but you know, it was obvious they were going through a very hard time. I can't show the back of this one because of the name. Anyway, sorry, this is very slow paced, so I'm sorry if that's gonna drive you nuts. And I'm just trying to be super careful about privacy. Anyway, and I'm not gonna share names of the YouTuber channel. I mean, a lot of people who might watch this might be able to pick it up anyway, but or no, because they're involved in it, and that's totally fine. But I'm not going to breach that privacy myself if, you know, okay, that's got writing on them, so we won't show the back for that. Just check, okay, that doesn't have writing on the back, just flip it over. Yeah, sorry, I feel a bit fumbly. I haven't hit a rhythm of doing this gracefully yet. Anyway, so back to the journey. So yes, this YouTuber that just puts their heart and soul into their videos and is just beautiful, darling human being. Has a lot of followers that absolutely adore them and appreciate all the work they do with their videos and tutorials, and you know, what they share is predominantly slow stitching. Anyway, they're going through a bit of a hard time. Well, a very hard time, not a bit. I don't know why I said it like that. They're a really hard time. And after watching one particular video in which they were very sad and very authentic about how hard things were, my heart was just kind of breaking for them. And I like, you know, when you see someone hurting and you just wanna, you know, I guess it's in a lot of people's nature, not everyone, just wanting, or you want to do something to make them feel better, or not even that, because that can be a bit condescending sometimes, but you just want to give them some comfort of some description. Anyway, I do crocheting. I've been crocheting for like the last 15 years, and I make purse shawls and blankets. So if I hear anyone's having a hard time, I will make them a blanket, and you know, that's my way of supporting them during hard times. Anyway, because that's got a writing on the back, so I can't show you the back of that one. So anyway, after watching this particular video about this YouTuber and them having a really hard time of it and just being really sad, and I wanted to do something that could bring comfort, and I put in the Facebook group going, hey, you know, because this stitch group, I was like, oh, probably a crochet blanket might not, you know, vibe, I guess is the way. I'm not really sure what the word is, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, it's a stitch group, so I was like, okay, well, maybe people might want to do some stitching, and I just had this idea pop into my head that you know, if people wanted to make a square, and then hang on, I'll just put this bit over the name. If people wanted to make a square and then send it to me, and I would stitch them together to make a blanket for this person. And so the idea being that they had something that was completely theirs, that wasn't related in any way, shape or form to the situation that they were dealing with. And it was because the community they've created with their that started from their YouTube channel and then creating a Facebook group, is such a beautiful community. Like, it really genuinely is just full of beautiful people, and we're all gathered in commonality of love for textile arts, and the YouTuber is like the facilitator of that, or you know, and we all appreciate that. So we all, oh, there's no stitching in there. Was just like, well, if we all want to help comfort as we're watching this beautiful soul go through this hard time, it's just like, well, if you want to make a square and send it to me, I'll stitch it together and then send the blanket on to this person. Now, I didn't go in blindly. It wasn't just it was an idea that popped into my head, yes, but I also went and looked at the numbers of the followers, and I didn't go in blindly. I had a feeling it would kind of blow up a bit, not in a bad way, but you know, they have so many people that genuinely adore them, and I was right with, like, within hours there was like over 100 replies to my post on Facebook, and I was just like, yep. And so yeah, so then I nutted out a bit more details about going forward, because I was just kind of seeing what the interest was in my first post, and there was a lot of interest, so we kind of solidified it a bit more, and it was like a slow stitch 3-inch square, and you didn't need to put backing on it, but if you wanted to, you could. And there was no theme or palette color to follow. It was just do what you think, and that one's dimensional, if you can see that. Just do what you feel you wanted to do. Show your support and comfort of this person, that, you know, the YouTube person that we made these squares for. There we go. Just gonna pause for a second. So yeah, put in the Facebook group and said if anyone, this is the idea, let's make a love quilt, a community love quilt made by communities that this person had brought together with their beautiful personality, wonderful videos, amazing insight and knowledge of textile arts and stuff, and the community absolutely came forward with some amazingly beautiful work. And I haven't done an official count of all the squares yet, but it is somewhere around the 230 squares mark, somewhere around there. Just kind of average, well, not averaging, rounding up a bit, because some have sent in multiple squares. So yeah, full force of community love. Just I have no idea what my post person thought when I was just getting letters upon letters upon letters, and so we started that last year, and like originally I was gonna put the deadline kind of toward, I think, the end of November, of like not sending any more out. But then there was the Canadian postal strike, and also kind of right on top of Christmas, so I was just like, okay, well, we'll make it in the new year, get it to me before the end of January. And so it, you know, and I have been in touch with the person this is for, and you know, we have been in communication about, you know, the timelines and that kind of thing, because obviously this is not going to be something I can just slap together and send, you know, slap together in a few weeks and then just send it over to the other side of the world. So it was going to take time, so I've been keeping them updated with the progress of you know, how long, or like what I'm kind of aiming for in terms of how long it's going to take, and so on and so forth. But anyway, so keep just showing you beautiful squares. So absolutely, like, and the person this is for just was so overwhelmed with just the amount of love and support shown, and just so it was just beautiful to see, and it had me in tears, happy tears, like just everyone banding together, like a community / tribe, you know, like village. Someone was heading, and then everyone just huddled around to show support. It was just, it's such a beautiful thing, and I have to say I feel quite honoured to, you know, be the assembler of all these amazing pieces of work. These beautiful little art squares that people have made, and you know, it just, it's just absolutely heartwarming and mind-blowing, and just hang on, I need my bit of thing that's just, there's some information I can't quite, oh, hang on, alright, how do I hold that? Sorry, that one took a bit long. Let's check there's nothing on the back. No. Yeah, sorry, I lost my thread of what I was talking about. I'll just have a little drink while I've stopped. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, so the time frame for accepting the squares through the post was extended a few times, because there were various circumstances. The first one was I'd actually had some health issues, so I was just like, don't rush, I won't be able to do anything right now anyway. And then there was the postal strike in Canada, and then it was like nearly December, and I'm like, well, everyone will be doing Christmas, plus there's Christmas post, which is already huge and overwhelming for the posties anyway. So now this has, oh, I can fold that up. So yeah, so it kind of got extended to this year. So I know people are really keen for the blanket to be done, and I do get some messages every now and then go, how's the blanket going, you know, how far are you along? And it's just like, I'll give you updates in the Facebook group, because, you know, there's so much work to do before I start stitching. I was like going through and making lists of all the letters that I'd received and putting them in the Facebook group to make sure that people who had sent me one, it had arrived, and so collating all that. To my knowledge, 2 squares have been lost. One person did replace it, did do another one, and sent it, and the other one, they weren't able to do a new one. So yeah, I think given just a huge amount of volume of squares that I was getting, to have only 2 lost out of 230-ish, give or take. Sorry for that awkward thumb pose. It's just covering up the name. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very sad for the people who made the squares that their squares have been lost, because they obviously put love and work into something for this project, and you know, it's sad that those particular squares didn't make it to me. You know, on the flip side of that, what I was trying to say is the ratio of how many squares got lost is actually surprisingly good. I, you know, wouldn't have been surprised if there were more that kind of disappeared, but yeah, it was 2 to my knowledge of that. So yeah, like I said, there's lots of work to be done before the assembly. is you know, doing lists of everyone who sent a square and make sure, you know, I tick them all off when they confirmed that was their squares. And then also, as you can see with the yellow bits of paper, I have gone through every letter and sorry, I'm just checking that's got their name on it, so I have to be a bit careful. Can't show the back of this one because it's got the person's name on the back. And I have to have my thumb right in the middle because it's got someone's name on the front. So, but that's actually a little brooch that can be taken off and worn, which is just absolutely darling. It's beautiful, but yeah. And I can't show the back of that one, sorry. So yes, then I got it, went through each letter and got the square, and using these like stitch marker gourd pins, have put every person's name and country on their square, because I would like to make sure there is, I have a plan for what I'm going to do to make sure there's a way to identify who, for the person who sent which square. I had originally thought I might either like write or embroider the names on the back. I was going to do a back, just like a sheet for the back, and you know, put people's names on the back of where their square was. But then I kind of thought, that's just going to take a lot of extra time, and I do want to not cut corners per se, but because I don't want to do a slap up job. I want it made beautifully and with care and precision, but I also like kind of want to cut time and work that doesn't need to be done, if that makes sense. So like embroidering everybody's name on the back, that probably take a year, maybe, I'm not sure. It'll take a very, very long time for this many squares. And so yeah, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to stitch the squares together, and because there are some things I am doing, some things I'm not doing. I'm not going to organize these into theme or color. It will be pretty random for the most part. Obviously, if I pick up a couple of squares and they're like really just clashing off each other, I will change that. But for the most part, it will be just, you know, whichever square comes next, no particular order, because just the sheer volume of squares, trying to sort them into either theme and or color will also take a long time. And like I said, I will sew this with care and love and precision, but if there's work that doesn't need to be done, then I'm probably going to get rid of those bits and pieces. So like organizing them into colors and, you know, trying to work out a pattern for everything and all that kind of stuff. So it is going to be fairly random. Okay, I can't show the back because that has people's names on it. So yeah, so the plan is I will stitch them together, but because they are so varied and different, I feel like that if they're like right next to each other, let me grab another one, you know, it's, and if you have that, which, I mean, that looks fine, honestly, there's nothing wrong with that, and I could do it that way, but I kind of want to be able to let each square kind of just pop out on its own, have its own little kind of spotlight, I guess. Is, hang on, let's check the back. Sorry, I'm talking lots of gaps, and sorry if that's driving anyone nuts. Okay, I lost my thread again. I'm just trying to keep a constant flow of showing the squares, making sure I don't accidentally breach someone's privacy, which I'm a bit worried about. Probably a bit stressed about that more than I need to be. Anyway, sorry, I have to have another drink. Okay, so very rambly, and I haven't slept at all. Quite a bad night with anxiety. So that's why my voice sounds kind of a bit rough, and I'm kind of not sounding like I'm functioning on all brain cells, because I'm not, is the honest answer. So there's 2 attached to this pin, so this person sent 2, I think. I'm just checking. And then there's this. Isn't that amazing? There's nice stitching on that you can see on the back of those. Okay, so back to my rambling about how I plan to do this blanket. Okay, I'll show you the back of this because it's got a name on it, right? So with each square, and this is also a bit of a solution to a teeny weeny problem that I've come across. So I am kind of going around in weird loop-de-loops and not settling on one point. This has a pocket, but anything that has a little pocket and has little things in, I was just gonna complete segue just because this has come up right now, so just bear with me. So anything that has a little pocket and something in, I haven't even taken that out to look at it or anything, because I want the person who the blanket's for to be the first person to see what's in those little pockets. So I won't, if you see there's a pocket, I'm not going to show you what's in the pocket, because I want that to be the person who it's for, be the first person to see what's in there, because all these little beautiful works of art were created especially for them, and I feel like honoring that is letting them be the first to see the little things in pockets. Obviously I have to see the squares because I have to put them together, but you know, with little sweet trinkety things in pockets and stuff, I won't, that's got a name on the back, I won't be showing them, just so you, I'm not just missing them, I'm purposely not showing them, just so you know. So yeah, so I'm trying to make several points at once, which is why I'm going anyway. So when I gave information about what to do for the squares, the brief was to do a 3" by 3", and it didn't need wadding or padding or anything like that. Didn't need a backing, and no seam allowance wasn't necessary because I had an idea of how I wanted to put them together already. Like, the idea came fully formed, which I love how my brain does that. I can get an idea for something and I pretty much have the whole idea already just planned, and then I reverse engineer. So I kind of go, that's how it is, and then unpack it to get to how I started. So that's how my brain works. ADHD brain, yay. Anyway, I'm rambling again. So yes, it was supposed to be 3 by 3 inches. You can leave a seam allowance if you want, but you didn't need to. Some people have and left a note with me saying trim is needed, which is totally fine. But I have found that they're not all 3 inches by 3 inches, and excuse me. So that kind of posed not a problem. Let's say it. I guess. No, I'm not going to call it a problem. This is not an issue at all. It's just we make it work. Hang on, sorry, that was a bit messy. So there was that variable to take into account, that they weren't all actually 3 by 3. Some of them were close, some of them were like way off. And you know, I have no issue with that, but I was just aware of it. And yeah, you know, so there was something I noticed, and I was like, okay, so I'm going to work with this, like, and I thought, well, I'll just put, you know, when they didn't match up, I would just sew little strips in to make the squares the same size. And then when I was like laying them out on my table and putting the names and stuff on them, I thought they could, because that, like, every square is just a masterpiece of work, and it's just like every square is amazing. Just there is no not amazing ones. They're all incredible and beautiful, and again, I could just genuinely just waffle on about how incredible they all are for just hours, which my family has been subjected to that. But when I had them on the table and I was labeling them and stuff and looking at them, I thought, like, it just all straight next to each other. I had a feeling that, like, they would, like, their individuality would get a bit lost. Kind of, you know how you can muddy colours by mixing them too much. I don't know if that makes sense, but I kind of felt like that would, like, the each individual picture might actually just end up getting a bit lost in the sea of 200 plus squares. So I've been tea dyeing some of my calico that I had to have, and I'm going to, oh, that one's got a name on it, hang on, give me a sec. I'm going to put strips, probably half an inch maybe. I don't know yet, because I haven't got to the point where I'm sitting and stitching them together. But yeah, they'll, like, so they'll basically, everyone will have calico, tea-dyed calico around it, so it kind of look all rustic, and I did scrunch up the, this one's got name on the back, so I can only show the front. Look at that. So, they're all amazing. So, oh, I hope that didn't fall into the camera shot. No. So what the plan is I'm going to do a 9 patch. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know how many bumps I've done today. 9 patch, for those who do quilting, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. For those who don't, it's pretty self-explanatory. So 9 squares to make 1 patch. But what I'm going to do is sew like an inch of this tea-dyed calico between each one, and then a long strip there, and then, you know, don't make another row, and then have another line of calico. So each square will have just, you know, maybe like the width of my finger, like calico between each square. So it just gives you opportunity to see the individuality of each square, because with quilting and stuff, there's usually patterns, and traditionally, you know, they use colours and patterns and themes, sort of thing. But because this is like just beautiful work, and everyone's creative flair just being shown on the material, I want to be able to honor that. Just covering up the name. Just want to be able to honor that, so the pictures don't get muddy, because they're all like right next to each other. So there'll be a little gap of just plain calico that's been tea dyed, so it's a bit darker. Kind of sort of want it to be almost invisible. It's just giving that gap between the pictures. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I wanted to do this video and showing all the squares and the fronts and the backs of the ones I can first, before I stitch it together, so we can have you know, just a video where every square gets its little time in the spotlight, and everyone can, whoever wants to watch and see, just can see just each amazing piece of work. Oh, they're just so beautiful. Yeah, so I wanted to video that before I started stitching, because, you know, once it's all together, I feel like it becomes one thing, where at the moment it's like 230 things. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense where my head's at with it all. I'll just take the back. Yeah, so it's going to be a long video, but feel free to fast forward at the thing if you want to just whoosh through the video. I'm not going to rush this, because I really genuinely want to honor every single piece of work that people have sent to me, and make sure that each piece is shown and given attention and honored, because of just, you know, everyone just stepping forward and making a square to make a blanket for someone going through a hard time. It's just community at its best, and so I'm not going to rush this. So if you do get bored and it is a bit long, feel free to go make a cup of tea or whatever your beverage of choice is. Or just stop watching and go watch someone else. I don't mind, but yeah, I don't want to rush it. I want to give, you know, each square its credit and honor it and all the beautiful work that it is. Okay, so I do have, excuse the crinkling and me being off the side. This is in the packet because the 3 came together and have been requested to be side by side because the people who did them wanted. There's a whole reason for it, and I'm not sure. Hang on, I'm sorry. You're just looking at a blank desk at the moment. I just need to make sure I'm not showing you names. So I can't show you the back because there aren't names on the back. So yeah, these 3 people wanted their squares to be side by side in the blanket. So they sent them all together. And I might not have some of the squares up the correct way, if there's a correct way for some of them. But I will be a lot more aware and careful of that when I'm putting them in the blanket. I'm just kind of grabbing them and showing them, so they may not be like for the this video on the camera be in the exact right position, that because I know some people have put notes for me saying it goes this way, or you make sure it does this or something. So I haven't been very careful with that putting the video, to be honest, and change it from my desk to the blanket. Okay, making sure that's all clear up. Okay, have another drink. I give you the hello. Okay, alright, second baggie. Like I said, it's just a phenomenal amount of people just jumped forward, and just, oh my gosh, there's just the letters of love and support, and like for me as well, which I was just like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, because this is for the person we're doing this for, so I wasn't expecting the outpour of love that I got as well. And yeah, there was many times I was sat just in tears, happy tears, just reading notes of just beautiful love and support. This person in their letter said they had enjoyed doing the square so much they ended up doing 4. So that's really lovely. So that's why they're all attached. Like I've kept them all together if they come from a person, or you know, people who want their squares to be together. So yeah, so we're onto the second bag of squares, and it's just it just is just so beautiful. Yeah, like I was saying, there's lots of notes and letters and cards and stuff as well. And I just it's just beautiful. People are just you know, genuinely, if you want what's the word? You know, your belief in humanity to be revitalized, then I suggest doing a community project, because you will see that there are many, many, many beautiful, supportive, lovely, sweet people who will step up and help a stranger, like, I mean, sort of stranger. The beauty of the internet is, and with YouTube channel and Facebook, is you kind of sort of get past the stranger bit, but obviously it unites people from all around the world, so we might not be geographically together, but we are a community still. And yeah, genuinely just blown away by just the mass amount of support and love, just without condition, that was just thrown towards this person who was going through a tough time. And you know, when they were struggling, I sent them a photo of the box that had all the letters in, and at that point there was only about 200, but you know, I'm like, you know, this is your community that you created, and they have your back, and it was just beautiful to be able to show someone how supported they are by the people they brought together. It's just so beautiful, honestly. And yeah, each of these squares it's just a piece of love on material, honestly. Okay, this has got a name on it, so I'll just have to hold it very particularly. Sorry, I have to hold it that way because my arm won't. That's a bit awkward. Is there anything on the back? No, just some stitching. So I hope the camera hasn't been like in and out of focus too much. I hope it hasn't done that. I've been trying to keep an eye on it. It doesn't look like it has, but it might be so subtle I don't notice it. So hopefully it's okay. That's why I try and just be still for a couple of seconds, so you know, you can get a look without it doing a focusy thing. So yeah. Oh, that's right. I didn't finish. I didn't finish what I was telling you what my plans were. Okay. Yes, it had writing on the back. I should check that first. Okay, I've checked this one. Look at that, shiny. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. I'm finally getting tired. So I explained to you how I was going to sew it together with the calico between each thing, just to put a frame around each square. So that's going to be cool. And then what I'm going to do, once the front is made, I'm going to take a photo of it with all the squares and stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, I've started yawning now. So yeah, I'm going to take a photo once all the squares are stitched together, and take it to a print shop and get an A3 picture of it printed in good quality. This is my ideal. I don't know if things will change and this might not happen. I'm not entirely sure, and it also depends on budget as well, but this is what I would like to do. as this is the very first video documenting, you know, this journey, things might change. So ideally, let's get some more spray out of the back here. Ideally what I'd like to do is then, once I've taken a photo of all the squares stitched together, is then get an A3 picture of it printed, because my printer won't do A3, but I thought A3 would be a good size. And then in the calico border on the picture, I could write the person's name. So I'm going to stitch it with the calico around there, and then when I get the picture printed of it, the calico will be blank. So my idea is to like write their name and country, or name and country, or however it will work, on the poster or picture poster thing. So then the person who's receiving the blanket can look at the picture. This does have, I'm just putting my thumb over someone's name. So then the person can look at the picture and see who made what square and which country it came from, because countries all over the world, like it's just been phenomenal. It's just so exciting to see how global this project actually is. So yeah, I'd like to do that, because like I was saying earlier when I was rabbiting on earlier, and I went woo 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 with other things and whatnot, and blah blah blah. When I thought about embroidering people's names on, putting a backing cloth on it and then embroidering their name right behind their square, it will just take too long. You know, it'll just take far too long to do that. And B, I then realized that potentially would mean that the person wouldn't be able to show the blanket, or at least the back of the blanket or whatever, because of privacy with the names and stuff. So I thought it might be better just to not have any names on it at all, but create, like, you know, like you have the key or the legend for maps, and that would be what the picture would be. It'd be a printed out picture, and I'll write people's names and country on next to their square, so the person can look and go, oh, okay, this square on the blanket, that's over there on the picture, and that came from this country or whatever, you know. So that's the ideal. I have no idea if that will work out. Okay. This one's much bigger than 3x3. So I'm gonna have to put my thinking cap on about how to include this, because like I was saying with doing the calico, I don't think I've finished making my point about that, is that will also help. Oh, maybe I did. I genuinely don't remember. That will help even out the size a bit, because I can kind of trim it or lengthen it, and make the size a bit more uniform. But there are a few pieces that kind of way past that, so I'm not entirely sure how exactly I'm going to incorporate that in. I'm not complaining, I'm not saying anything bad about them, just acknowledging that they are not the size of the other squares, and I will have to work out a solution to that. They're all beautiful pieces of work, regardless of whether they're 3-inch squares or bigger or smaller or whatever. But the calico frames will help uniform the ones that are close to 3-inch. And that's that one. But with the much bigger ones, maybe I can put them in the corners or something. Like I said, I'm not sure. I haven't. There was so much organising and sorting and collating and making lists of who sent what and labelling it all that I have yet to even start stitching. So I will work that out when I start putting it all together. You know, maybe I can work, because I want to work in 9 patches, maybe those bigger pieces will be, you know, most of the 9 patch. And I'll just have to do a little bit on the side. Oh, look, that one's got an eyelet thing. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's fun. Okay. So, yeah, so I hopefully that was comprehensive enough to understand my plan. I'll just check the back. And you know how we got all the squares. So, you know, so someone going through a hard time asked their community if people wanted to send a square of comfort to make a blanket, so this person could wrap themselves up in a big hug from us all. And then my poor mailman got inundated with hundreds of letters. And it's really fun. This is just a weird side observation, is because it was, gosh, must have been like July or something. Well, I can't remember when I put the first message out, to be honest. It was around that time. And like I said, let's do this, and you know, send me a private message and I'll give you my address and you can post me a square if you want to be part of the project. And then just like people were sending them the next day. Like, people are so organized. And so then consistently was getting just mail, like influx of mail for a few months, and just like each day just handfuls of letters with the squares in them. And when it came to December, which is, you know, really high mail time of year with Christmas and stuff, generally speaking, and that's pretty much when they all stopped. Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. I wonder if my postman was confused, because it's so much mail right up until the Christmas season, and then it all stopped. And then I got a few in January, and yeah, I got the last one, I think last month. Accidentally got sent back to the person, which yeah, it got returned to them, and I don't know why. So So they sent me a message and said it's got sent back. So I'm like, that's okay, we'll just send it. Just send it. I'll wait for it. So I made sure those who had committed to doing the project could get their squares to me. And yeah, have them all now. And like I said, 2 were lost in transit, which is sad. And one lady did send another square, and the other lady was going to, but then life really hit her, so she wasn't able to do another square, which I totally understand. But what I am going to do for that lady, because she did make a square, and she took a photo of it, so she sent me a photo of it just in case I like missed it or mixed it up with someone else or something, which I haven't. Like, I have to say, I'm being super careful with everything and triple checking everything, and I'm kind of fairly confident that I haven't stuffed up anyway with the squares and who sent them and whatnot, because I've just been so careful. Yeah, this one is adorable. This is a little Australians call them little dilly bags, little pouches or whatever. So it's a little sewn pouch, and there's a little sorry, I was nearly off camera there. There's a little treasure in here. I don't know what, because like I said before, I do not open those. I let the person who gets the blanket open that. But there is, like, you know, a little treasure in there that's just very sweet. And there's a few with little pockets and stuff. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit tricky. Just bear with me. I just got to put, where's my, I think I packed my cloth that I was using up with the other squares. Oh, that was a bit silly of me. Sorry, just bear with me. I just get another scrap. Oh, it's not, I don't know if this will work. Okay, use my thumb sew. This is a waxed leaf that's being stitched on. Yeah, you can't read that, I don't think. Hope you can't read that. And yeah, just the shape on the leaf on the back. Yes, so what? Back to my rambly point that I was making before with the lady whose square was lost by the post. She did have a photo of it. That's just back, so there's no stitching on there. So I'm actually going to print out a photo of that one, so the person who's getting the blanket can still see the square. It's just that it won't be in the blanket. Yeah. Not a lot I can do about that. I have no control over the post. This one is a sculpture of stitching. So that's how, sorry, I'm not sure I got it. Okay. I just got to be careful with the name. So that's kind of how it sits, but it's just this sculpture of, like, it's got all this stuff and all this texture. I don't know if I can, and then goes, that one lifts up, and then you can see there's some buttons there, and then a button there, and a little swirl, and then the foundation piece is that one. And yeah, that's the back. Okay, make sure So yeah, I do plan on printing out a picture of the lost square, just so the person can still see the square that was made for them, even though it doesn't get to go in the blanket. But it's still acknowledged and stuff. But I haven't printed that out, so I can't show the picture of the square with these ones. So yeah, and then my idea. So there's name on the back of this, so I'll only show the front. That's what he did. Is because I'm going to do, I'm also going to print out a picture of the map and then get it like those big circle stickers, and in each country that squares have come from, write the number of how many squares came from that country. So that, yeah, no, nothing on that. So yeah, I'm going to do that with collating what countries. The ones I can list off the top of my head are Australia. I say that first because I am Australian. And New Zealand. Then you've got England, Scotland, Ireland. From memory, I don't think there was any from Wales. But I will go through and make a comprehensive list. So apologies if I've missed a country while I'm talking now, but we'll go through it in another video. The Netherlands, Austria, Germany, who else? Japan. Oh, this is a bit tricky because there's writing in the stitching. So this person stitched a heart, and then there's like names in the heart, so I can't really show you that very well. It's very sweet. Well, I hope I didn't show that. Where was up to? Japan. Where else? I said Germany, Netherlands, India, South Africa, that's all I can think of right now, but I think that has more to do with me just being really tired. But yeah, I will do a proper list and a tally of how many people from each country kind of thing, and just have a little map with a little dot with the number in the middle, because I think that would be fun to look at. I love data and statistics, so I have to hold myself back from going overboards with, doing lots of statistics. Like I was thinking I could do a southern hemisphere and northern hemisphere, and and like what season each person was in when they sent the square, and then I'm like, pull back, because like I said, I want to do it well, so like time spent on things that don't need to be done, I will pull back on those things, even though it'd be fun to do this whole poster of like data from where all these squares came from. Would be amazing fun. But I've decided I'll just stick with a little printed map with some sticker dots, and then the numbers from just the countries. I'm not going to go into like states or counties or anything like that, because yeah, again, you know, I'm trying to limit how long this will take, because obviously I want to get this to the person as soon as I can. So yeah, and the other thing we're going to do, like, I don't know who we use, it's just me. The other thing I'm going to do is, which is my rambly point that I've come all the way back round to, is, I'll just check the back, is that because, yeah, all this mail came from all over the world, I've just got all these letters, no, well, yes, there are letters, but the envelopes, I'm going to make a journal out of the envelopes. And so, the person who gets the blanket, I'm going to stitch all the envelopes to a spine, and then the notes for that, because there are a lot of people sent notes with their thing, their square, and so I've kept the notes in the envelopes, and then I'll put a spine on it, and then the person can flip through, take the note out of the envelope and put it back, and also see all the stamps from that country and stuff. So I thought that would be very cool to do as well. So yeah, so those are all the plans going ahead. The utmost important is the blanket. The blanket, if I don't get to the other stuff, that's okay. That, you know, like I said, I'm not taking shortcuts, but I can trim some things I ideally would like to do, just to shorten the amount of time it's going to take. Does that make sense? Do people understand what I mean by that? Sorry, I'm a bit offside. So we are about 3/4 the way through all the squares. Hope you've enjoyed looking at all the squares. Now, I don't think I'll ever get sick of going through all these squares and looking at each one, because each one is a story, and it's just amazing, and they're so beautiful. Like, you know, and if you're part of this, if you've done, oh no, that was just stitching, not a name. Okay, cool. If you've contributed a square to this, like, I just, you know, be proud, because it's just yay community, and yay, just yay. It's just so beautiful. Every one of them is just so beautiful, and just done with just love for someone, and just, it's just like love without any strings or expectations, or it's just like, we want to send you love and support. Bang. Here are over 230 squares of love and support. Cannot wait to see how this blanket will all be with all the squares together. It's just going to be the most incredible piece of work. Now, this is a bit awkward because there's kind of names on there, so I can only really show you a little bit. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. You'll just have to trust me on that one. To the person who made that, I'm sorry, I had to cover up most of it. It is genuinely beautiful, but I wasn't sure about showing the names on there. Okay, so one more pile to go. Where's my camera going? Is it still going? Yeah, it's still going. That's good. So my old camera used to stop at 45 minutes. But my hubby bought me a brand new camera for Christmas, because the other one was actually a bit of a dinosaur and started glitching out, so he bought me a new one, and this one seems to not have to stop at the 45-minute mark, because then I'd have to go into the editing software and stitch all my videos together if I went over 45 minutes. But this one doesn't seem to be doing that, so that's really cool. So, yeah. Be really exciting. Finally, like once I've done this video, I will, okay, yeah, I just realised what I did there. I'm not going to say in case no one else notices. So, excuse my inconsistency, I didn't realise what I was showing in that one. The other one, if you noticed it and then noticed I didn't show it in another one, yeah, apologies for that inconsistency. I am genuinely sleep deprived, and been dealing with horrendous anxiety this week. So yes, sorry if I'm a bit inconsistent with things. I am trying not to be. But yeah, what I think what I was saying was looking. Oh, once I've finished this video, then I can actually start sewing the squares together. Oh, look, there's another one with a pocket. So this is like a bit of crochet, and I have not taken these things out at all. Like, obviously I can see the little edges poking out, but I have not looked in there, and we won't either, because I would like the person who's getting the blanket to be the first person to see those little treasures. So, but how amazing is all this work? Like, yeah, like I was saying before, I would have no issue just sitting and looking through all these squares again and again and again. I'm not so attached, I won't be able to give the blanket, so don't worry about that. I feel very honoured to be able to be the assembler, the person who puts it together. I'm very honoured that, people kind of trusted me with their works of art, their little stitchy stories. And was there something? Oh, and that's the back. Yeah, and I just think it's just going to be such a beautiful, like, testament to community. Like, I mean, you see quilters make their own quilts, and they've got like precision, not always precision, but generally there's patterns and color palettes and themes and whatnot. This one, the theme is community, so there's so many different stories on each square, with each square, and also on each square, I guess, as well, and different colors and different styles, and it's, and so when it's all going to be together, it's just going to be this story, like just this story of this community stepping up for one person they really admire, and I hope the person will feel that for years and years and years to come, like for the rest of their life, because that's what the blanket's for, to bring comfort. And you know, every time they look at it, they not only feel comforted by the community they brought together, but also that sense of kind of like ownership, I guess. Like, you probably saw that, didn't you? Do not go back and pause. Just keep moving on. Anyway, I might... I don't know if I'll be saying the name at all, because I haven't checked how the person wants to... Oh, sorry, yawning. How the person wants to go ahead with this kind of thing, because I know the community really want to see the progress. That's why I'm making these videos. But I thought I'd make the videos while I'm making the blanket, and then I'll discuss with the person about how we go forward with the videos and how much information I, well, not how much, just if I share their name, who's getting it. I haven't worked that out yet, so I think most people who are watching this probably have a clue. I'm guessing, but oh gosh, another yawn. I'm so sorry. I have like severe insomnia. Like, it's Sunday. I've had 4 hours sleep since Monday, like all up, not just yeah, I have PTSD, so sleeping is really struggle, especially around anxiety's been really mean, which has this week's been off the chart, which I'm not entirely sure why. I don't think I've been triggered by anything particular, but yeah, so please, I am very sorry for my yawning. I'm not bored by you, I promise. And I don't find this boring at all. I'm just really tired. I've completely lost what I was talking about. Talking about the person hoping they, and I see the ownership is like that pride in, like, we're all here because they created something. They started a YouTube channel and tutorials, and started bringing people together with textile work and art and stories and narrative, and you know, and I hope when they see this blanket, when it's all together, they not only will feel the comfort of us all going, yes, we're here for you, but they also be like, I helped bring all these people together by creating something. And it's just a reminder to, you know, own that pride, own that, like, I did that. Like, that's what I want for them, is like, I did that, and that is a great thing that I did. And you know, like, yeah, and I just ran out of thought, but yeah, that's what I would like for them, if they can be comforted, but also, you know, take the ownership and pride of this beautiful community they've facilitated putting together. And all these squares that I've showed you are in literally no particular order, but that's it. And you know, I've realised I haven't made my own square yet. I could have made a square while I was waiting for all the squares to come in. that did not occur to me. I was too busy planning what I was going to do with all the squares when I had all the squares. I will make a square for the actual blanket and then make the whole blanket. But that's it for now. Yeah, I have no idea when this video will actually be on YouTube for people to watch, so it will be at least a couple of months from now, if not more. Depends on talking to the person and stuff. So yeah, well, I just want to say a big thank you for joining me. If you are watching this and you have stayed the whole time, kudos. You know, it's a long video, and you know, if you're subscribed to my channel, thank you very, very much. If you're just visiting and just watching the video, thank you for joining me. Hope everyone has a good day or weekend or night or wherever, whatever you're doing. And take care and be safe. Okay? Bye-bye.